What's going on, fishy friends? Rich here, Rich's Fishes, and I got an unboxing video. Alright guys, here we go. I got a box here and I'm really excited to open this one. This is something I've been trying to make happen for, it's going on just about a month now. These are some fish that I'm really excited to open up and show everybody and start working with. This has been a strange transaction to say the least. There's been a lot of red flags along the way on this particular one. And at a different point in my life, I might have reacted differently and bailed out of this idea much sooner. It was some fish that are relatively rare right now, I guess we'll say. And I reached out to somebody who used to have them on Aquabid, and although he didn't have any current listings listing this particular fish, he did tell me, of course, he had them, and he was gonna show me some pictures of what he had, and there was just a lot of weird red flags along the way. Here we are about a month later, and this box finally arrived today, and I'm super excited to open it up, and I hope I'm not getting ahead of myself, because like I said, with all these weird red flags, I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I should expect what I paid for. I hope this person knows what they're doing. I got odd responses from them in that way. I'm not going to even name who this was in particular. It's not someone I've ever dealt with before, and we'll see if I might ever suggest trying to deal with him again in the future or not. It's early in the day. I took a little time off from work to run home and take care of this right now because I wanted to make sure the delivery arrived okay, and all my lights are still off behind me in the fish room. I'm standing right near my stairs by the entrance to my basement. If I open up the curtain, I don't even know, can you guys see anything in there? It looks pretty dark right now. I'm gonna have to set up a couple of lights when I go open these guys up, and we'll see what we can do. Alright guys, so here we are coming down my spiral staircase into the fish room. This is where I was just standing while I was filming. And this is the black curtain that sort of acts as a slight thermal barrier. And if we open the curtain, this is what the fish room looks like before all the lights turn on down here. I got a couple of moonlights that kind of illuminate the room. Got my light over here on the brine shrimp hatchery. But other than that, none of the tank lights are on. I'm not so sure any of this is even going to show up. I guess we'll find out later, huh? Here's that box that I'm going to open. We'll get a light turned on for some filming, and we'll have at it in just a minute. All right, guys, so here we are. All right, so far so good. This actually looks like it's insulated very well, which I'm very glad to see. Nice thick foam board insulation. What is that, about 1 inch thick? Maybe 3/4 of an inch? Thick enough. Some newspaper. And let's see. All right, I'm seeing some movement in the bag. That's a good sign. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, in here, can we see them? We got 4 black rams. I'm gonna float these in a tank because boy are they cold. They're upside down too. I do not see a heat pack in here. I don't know who ships rams without a heat pack. That's daring, I suppose, but it looks like we're okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 4 black rams. They look good and dark. I'll give it that. I, at the very least, did get black rams, which is what I wanted and what I've been sort of concerned that maybe I wasn't gonna get based on some of these odd reactions I've gotten from this seller. But they're in my hands. Whether or not I really got 4 females and 4 males as promised is yet to be discovered. But here's an empty box to prove that we just unboxed 8 black rams with no heat pack. They made it from Buffalo, New York, where it is typically pretty darn cold, even this time of year in April. I didn't believe they were going to make it to me since I didn't even receive a tracking number until after 7 p.m. last night. Postal Service says the thing left Buffalo at 8 p.m. last night, arrived to my area of New York, same state, but I'm a hell of a distance away from Buffalo. By 7:30 the next morning, it arrived in Queens, New York, which is a couple of minutes away from me, a couple of counties over. And here we are shortly after noon, and I got my fish alive, and now to make some room to put them into a tank. All right, guys, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and put them down here in this 29-gallon tank. Again, everything's dark because there's no lights on in the fish room, but there are a couple of fish in this tank that I am gonna need to move. I believe there's a couple of lamp eyes and probably just a single cory. It's really nothing much. I've actually still got the water running here. I'll move these out of the way. What was that? Something just flashed over there. Might have just been me reflecting off dark tanks. Everything looks so much different in the fish room when the lights are off. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. All right, that's all the fish. Now I'm gonna go ahead and maybe clean these sponge filters quick. This tank is relatively clean. I just did a big water change on it via my semi-automated water change system. So what we'll do is we'll grab all the fish with the dip and pour container. Walk this way in the dark. There's the fish. Let's see. They are gonna go up here into this tank. See it well, right? Yeah, I know you do. Slide the lid out of the way. And we'll hang them there where they can chill out and get used to the temperature. Then we'll come back this way and clean up this tank a little more. All right, we're done with that. Empty all the water out of my hose. Hang up the hose. Now we'll go ahead and put the sponge filters back in place where they belong, from whence they came. Something like that. Maybe. Turn the water back on in the tank. Fill it back up. The rams have been floating in a different tank over here that's roughly the same temperature as this. I'll let them float up here for a little while as well. Let's see. I'll put, I'm just looking at this tank. My rams over here and that 12-gallon tank have been parent raising their own fry, and I thought they were all gone, but upon closer inspection, they're still there. I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of saucers in here. I'm really hoping I'll be able to breed these blacks since I haven't opened up yet. I'm not 100% sure if I have a nice assortment of males and females. It looks like they're all pretty large. I hope I didn't get all males. That would be rather disappointing. I do have a black female ram somewhere in the fish room, I believe, but we'll worry about that later. For now, my only priority is to make sure these fish get unboxed and are happy and healthy in their new tank. So we'll let that sit for a little bit. We'll let that fill up. I will move the fish to float in their right tank, and we'll check in a few minutes. So here's what the setup looks like while I was filming all this, guys. My spotlight jammed up here in the rafters. Camera's over here on my backdrop. Fish floating over here in the tank. Let's see, can we see any of the fry by these parents? Let's see if we can get them all out. Guys, and if we come over this way with a flashlight in hand, here are the 2 panda cories that I pulled out of that tank and those lamp eyes. We're going to dump them here in this tank with a couple of plecos, and there might be a single cory. There's one of the cories. Plecos. There's one of the other plecos. There should be a third pleco in here somewhere. I don't see him right now. There he is. Alright, everybody's in.
Alright guys, there they are, they're in. I sure think I see a lot more males than females, if any females, which I'm not thrilled about, but time will tell, I suppose. Hopefully I can get some better footage of these guys a little later on when there's some lights on so we can actually see what we're looking at. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment below, and hopefully in a couple of months, buy some RAMS from me. Later guys.